Hi students, now in continuation with the plant tissue, we find here that epidermis. Epidermis we were talking about is the outermost layer of any tissue in the plants. So outermost layer of cells which are made up of single layer of cells, they are called as epidermis. Now in some plants like desert plants, epidermis may be thicker because it protects the parts of the plants. Now on the aerial parts of the plants, like those parts are aerial like stems and the leaves, etc., there is a waxy water resistant layer on their outer surface. So as plants grow older, there is outer protecting layer also changes. It shows certain changes in them, so that we'll talk about in the next slide. So main function of here we talk about epidermis is protection, whether in the aerial parts of the plants or in the desert plants. We find that epidermal cells of the roots, whose function is absorption, that bears long hairs, and in the stem also sometimes there are structures which are present which helps in protection. We find here that protection is the main role of the epidermis. It can be present in the leaves, it can be in the stem or in the roots also. Now in the epidermis of the leaves, we find that there are small pores which are present here and there in the leaves of the plants, and these pores, you already know, they are called as stomata. Stomata are enclosed by two kidney-shaped cells which are called as guard cells, and they are necessary for exchanging gases with the atmosphere. Transpiration or the loss of water also occurs from these surfaces. This you already know and studied in class 8 also. So we find here that epidermal cells, they are generally for protection in nature, and in the leaves they contain stomata. Stomata open and closes as and when required by the plants. This is the condition of the stomatal opening, when it has to exchange the gases as well as release water vapors, and this condition is the closing of the stomata when they are shrunken. Now epidermal cells of the roots, whose function is water absorption, commonly bear long hair. Okay, so H here stands for hair and C stands for root cap. So root hair, they are also present in the roots, which increases the total absorptive surface area. And in some plants like desert plants, epidermis also have a thick waxy layer which is called as cuticle also, that is also present. Now in desert plants, epidermis thick waxy coating or cutin, which is a chemical substance which makes it waterproof, that is also present in the outer surface of these plants. Now in desert plants, they need to reduce the loss of water from their surface, so that is why this additional layer which is called as cuticle, it also helps in preventing that. Now here we find that in the plants, when they are getting older, there's an outer branch of a tree, how it is different from a young plant. Now as plants grow older, the outer protective tissue, that undergoes certain changes, and a strip of secondary meristem located in the cortex forms a layers of cells which constitute the cork. So more and more layers of cells they keep adding, and they become the secondary meristem, and they become the cortex, and later on called as the cork. Now the cells of the cork, they are dead, they are compactly arranged, and they are without having intercellular spaces. So you can see here the structure under the microscope, that they are so completely packed that there is no space in between them, and they are dead. And they also contain a special substance which is called as suberin. Now what is suberin? Suberin is present in the walls of these cells, which makes them much more harder and tougher. Now it is an impermeable waxy substance that is present in the cells of the corky tissue. Suberin is a major constituent of the cork, and it has derived its name from the cork oak, Quercus suber. This is the name of an oak tree. Now its main function is a barrier for the movement of water and solutes in the plants. Now in the complex permanent tissue, when we talk about complex tissue, is that which is made up of more than types of cells. In simple, we have talked about how only one type of cells are there, whereas in the complex permanent tissue we find more than 2 layers of cells they are there, and the different types of tissues they are there in the plant. So complex are made up of more than one type of cells. Now all these cells coordinate to perform a common function. They have to perform a common function even if they are different. Xylem and phloem you have studied a little bit about in 8th class also, that these are the tissues which helps in transportation and translocation in the plants. They help in conduction of water as well as food. So, and the parts in which these xylem and phloem they are located, these are called as vascular bundles. So these are the various vascular bundles which are present in the monocot as well as in the dicot stem. In dicot stem you can see they are arranged in a ring, whereas in the monocot stem they all are scattered. Now these vascular bundles, they consist of xylem and phloem, a layer of xylem and a layer of phloem. And it also has some sclerenchymatous tissues also, and the ground substance which is made of parenchyma as well as sclerenchyma, they all are present. Now here we can talk about now xylem and phloem. They both are conducting tissues which are present in the vascular bundle. Functions you already know. Xylem for transportation of water and phloem for the translocation of food. Now vascular tissue is a distinct feature of the complex plants and has made it possible for their survival in the terrestrial environment. And these are the sections of the stem. If you observe in a vascular bundle, how does they look like? Now xylem and phloem, you already know about this. Xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers, and tracheids and vessels they have thick walls. Okay, in xylem you can see they have thick walls, and the transportation of water takes place in the xylem in the upward direction, and the minerals, stored minerals also they are done with the help of xylem. Now when we talk of phloem we see that they contain cells, tubes and fibrous material, and all these types of cells they together perform the support as well as conduction of food, transportation of food from leaves to the other parts of the plant. So the translocation of sucrose can be done in the downward direction also. Water can be transported like this in both the directions, but transportation of water in the xylem is in the upward direction only. So companion cells or parenchymatous cells, they all are for the support of these types of sieve tubes and companion cells, which helps in translocation of the substances from one region to another in the plants. Now most of these tissues, they are cells, they are living except phloem fibers. So phloem fibers, they are dead tissues, cells, whereas others they are living. Thank you so much.